right, welcome to Jack Dodson's Racing Insider News this week. I'm back.
Me too.
Pizza's good.
Yeah, you stood in for him one night. So
I did.
Um,
Good fun.
there goes our rake.
Presented by Smith's Wraps and Graphics. I thank those guys for coming on board. Dinner's provided by none other than Papa John's. Thinking of our marketing partners, NC811, GAC, Jeremiah. Did I say it right this time?
No,
Guillermo.
Guillermo Amaya.
Yeah, say that real fast. Bonder Brothers Distillery, Pepsi and Mountain Dew, Mountain Jack's favorite. MPM Marketing, if you need some help with your social media. No, you're good. Okay. Langley Speedway, Factory Canopies, Black Acid Apparel, if you want some t-shirts. I know you're not a fan. That's okay.
You still remember that? That's a long time ago.
I do remember. Safety Clean and Performance Plus Motor Oil. Thanks to those guys. And with that, what's the? Well, one minute. Damn. See, I'm already screwed up. Let me take that back off. What's the news, Jack?
All right, let's talk about the racing this past
What's up, Dwight?
weekend. Down at Bristol, on the dirt, Kyle Busch got the win.
Man, I felt bad for old boy. I thought he had it.
I was listening to it on Sirius XM on the way home, and I had to call my dad because I was looking at the lineup. And I was like, these are not who I was expecting to be the lineup.
Right.
So I called him, and he told me what happened with the red flag and everything, and that announcers were going nuts. Like, cause I was gripping the steering wheel. It was crazy. That finish was wild, and then I got to see it today.
That was
Even when I seen him going, I'm like, just back off. You know he's going to overdrive it and just let him go up and drive on him and win the race. But yeah, he didn't do that.
he didn't do it. Took them both out. So
He owned up to it in the interview, though. That was pretty grown up.
I think it was really cool though. The two guys got together.
I wouldn't have been as happy.
No.
Solid Reddick
They
was.
kind of let it go with that. That they didn't get into an argument. But the good thing is, Kyle Busch, he
finally likes dirt.
He don't like dirt, and dirt's taking the sport back, and it's not good for the sport. And he goes out there and wins the race.
It's not good for the sport.
But then of course he hollers, I backed into it and all this other stuff, So
Well, he did.
he really backed into it. But anyway, in the truck series, Ben Rhodes got the win. At Sobo, the limited sportsman race at Sobo was won by Kyle Barnes. The two late model race number 1, Lane Riggs, late model race number 2, Peyton Sellers. That was Riggs' 4th win in a row.
Oh, wow.
So now he's done changed his mind. He's not going to run for the Cars Tour. Now he's going to run for the National Championship. And so anyway, at Hickory, we missed this last week, and I don't know how I missed it, but April 9th, the limited.
A little bit.
the
We're smacking away.
I know, I hear you. I'm trying to listen to
Help
Jack.
yourself.
I'm good, buddy.
The limited late model race was the first win for a Japanese NASCAR driver, Akinori Ogata. Akinori Ogata.
I thought that other Japanese guy.
No, he never won a race.
Really?
Never won a race. But this guy was the first one to win a NASCAR race. Down at Florence, late model stock cars, Matt Cox got the win. Up at Dominion this past weekend, in the Virginia Racer up there, Eddie Slagle got the first win. In race number 2, Mike Gano got the win. The U-Car, Cameron Ruggles got the win. The Modifieds, Wayne Hartley got the win in the Modifieds and beat Kayla Searles. Just did beat Kayla Searles for the race win up there. And we'll have Neil Culley with us at the end of the show tonight, and we can find out what happened to him since he finished last. I'm just teasing. Anyway, down here at Langley Speedway in the Larry King Law Modifieds, Matt Carter got the win. In the Pepsi Grand Stocks, Tim Wilson got the win. In the Farley Financial U-Cars, Christian Keller got the win. In the Legends, Colby Flowers and the Cycle City Corp Legends, and in the Cycle City Corp Bandos, Aiden Milet.
Did you see all the controversy on that Legends race?
Talking about the start?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, there's a post a mile long.
And then they
Nothing to do
ran
with it.
they ran the first limited late model race here, and some no-name driver come down here and won that race.
Yeah,
You know,
LS.
and then thanks,
Little shit.
yeah. I mean, and I sat up here and did the race with Brian, and we were talking about Riley. Riley was.
It's a good thing I
he
wasn't here then.
won all these championships and everything, and everybody was talking so nice about him, and I got to thinking somebody needs to talk bad. So I thought I'd start doing that, but I didn't do it before the race was over with.
I've never met him till today, and he's giving you a bunch of crap, so I like him already.
Not as much as he's giving him.
I give him a 5.
Yeah.
But anyway, Riley Music got the limited late model win. The Smith Wraps and Graphics late models. And we were supposed to have Billy Smith with us tonight to do a little presentation to Riley, being he was the inaugural win, but Billy's sick and not able to be here tonight. And so we're gonna get with Riley, get him back in here and do it again. So real soon. So that'll be a good thing.
He just got to win again.
Right.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say nothing. I got started with the comment, but I ain't gonna do it. In some news around Jeffrey Earnhardt he's going to be driving for
Didn't see that
RCR
coming.
#3 with Larry McReynolds as his crew chief.
The announcer?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's going to be RCR invited him back to
do the one race.
do the one race with Jeffrey Earnhardt in the
Because it was like
#3.
20 years ago he did it with Senior.
Yeah. So, big news come up this past week. North Wilkesboro is opening back up again. They're going to run through October on the asphalt that's there.
August, the asphalt that's there. October's dirt.
Oh, okay. All right. October, they start the dirt. They're going to put dirt down, and then they're going to repave it.
They're tearing
Straighten him out on something
tearing
else.
up they're tearing up the old asphalt to run on the 1950s dirt.
You know what, Scott? He is a little shit. So anyway, yeah, okay. What he said. And so that's going to be a big deal to have them back racing again. I think it's going to be fun. Who knows what's going to happen in 2023 when.
I hope to see them on the schedule at some point. I think it'd be pretty cool, but I think they'd have to shift something. But
I think
that would be a packed house. We raced there in the late models, and back then we would race the Saturday before the Cup guys did in the late models, and actually Austin Dillon's dad, Mike Dillon, won 2 races. We went out there. Of course, he was in RCR equipment.
Well, I watched the Dale Jr. download. He says he's going to be racing out there. He's going to do some racing out there. He wants to come back and race late
Well,
models.
he's part of the reason.
Yeah, so
Not all of it, but certainly part of it why they are put some money in the racetrack.
And don't forget to vote for Langley Speedway in the what do they call it? They get a $50,000 from.
Advance my track challenge.
Jack, just go on out to see. Come on over here, Riley.
Well, they sure brought you out on a night like tonight, didn't they?
I thought this was your show, Jack.
I did too. So far, I've said 2 things and got them both wrong. He done got it straight.
Or 5 minutes.
Go ahead and
in.
tell us about that. Tell us about that.
I just know what the challenge is called. I don't know what's about it. You do a bunch of voting. It's
You can vote 3 times a day.
Yeah, I don't know how it works.
It was
If
it
Langley
last year.
Speedway gets the most of the votes, they get the $50,000 to be able to use on whatever they need to
Yeah, to improve
do
the,
Im-
upgrades or whatever.
improvements, track renovations,
Yeah.
what have you.
And maybe find a way to keep Riley from coming out here to race.
it ain't purse money.
So
No.
anyway, also want to send out our condolences to the Pemberton family, as Randy Pemberton, the guy who used to be on TV all the time. I
Mhm.
get them all confused. There was Roman, Ryan, I forget what, Robin.
Mhm.
I can't remember what and who did what. I can't remember. But this was the guy that was on the TV for so long, and he passed away.
Dang.
This
He was
past
young. He wasn't that old. I think he was younger than Robin. I think.
Yeah, I think he was the youngest one of all of them. Well, maybe Roman, maybe I don't know. I don't know. Let's ask Riley. Riley, who was the youngest
He don't
one?
know. He ain't old
I'm
enough.
Googling it right now.
No, I'm not. I got no idea.
Every time we said something, you corrected it, so I just want to make sure we're straight. All right, well, our first guest tonight is the guy who filled in so great for Scott when he was gone. Our ratings went up and everything. We had a great time with Mr. Hunter Waltrip being here with us. But congratulations, got the first win of the season.
Thank you. I
I mean,
appreciate
that's
it.
a big deal. I mean, I know for you.
Yeah,
it's
we
really
chased
huge.
it all last year. We had a good, solid second, third place truck, and there's a lot of changes we wanted to do, and we were afraid to make them because we had third, pretty much locked in our sights. We're pretty settled on it, and we said, why go changing a bunch of stuff, introduce a bunch of new gremlins that we don't need? So we just kind of kept it the way it was, and during the off season, we thrashed and finally got it to turn.
How much difference can you tell in the new front end and everything that you put on that car, the new body and everything?
The body, none. 7 pounds. That was it.
You couldn't tell any difference
7
as far
pounds.
how the car handles or
It
anything.
was a
Truck handles?
spotter. Spotter did it.
Yeah,
all.
Big Rick did all that. Big Rick did a good job. But no, it's the weight difference, and that was a lot of controversy as far as when we introduced the new body. They were like, we're going from stainless steel, sheet metal to aluminum. That's a big advantage.
Yeah.
But as long as we're still in the weight rules, we're fine. So we had a big meeting down here, and the 7 pounds is all I saved because of all the reinforcement I had to put behind all that.
So was it worth it in the end? Well, I know
It
you got
looks
the
cool.
trophy.
It looks cool. Yeah,
It
it
looks
does.
really
It looks
good.
cool, and
It
that's
looks
what
really
I was
good.
going for. It's we're not trying to go to the scrapyard every week, get a bed for a truck, get fenders if you can find them.
Yeah.
You contact 5 Star, you got it in 2 days, you just slap it on, you're done. For the racers who work all day every day, who don't have time to take a day off to go to the scrapyard. And then what wife likes a bunch of old wrecked trucks sitting out in the yard?
I understand y'all worked on that truck the night before fairly late. Is that right or not?
Yeah, we worked every day for like 2 months straight trying to get everything done. And then we just started running into different problems. Just as soon as we would fix one problem, we'd go to start it up, different problem. All right, fix that. And then just typical stuff.
Racing stuff.
Racing stuff.
Like it always is.
And
So
then
when did you feel like you had a shot at it? Never?
never felt like I
last
ever
lap?
had, never thought I had a shot because I'm so used to second, third. When we went, me and Rick unloaded the truck at Langley that day, and we had to roll through inspection real quick. So we didn't even scale it. We didn't do nothing. We didn't have time to do any of that. So we just loaded in the trailer, came here, got it inspected. I rolled through tech, and he's like, "I'm going to go up in Spider Tower. You're next for practice." I said, "We're not going to practice. We ain't set tire pressures, nothing." He said, "Just go two laps." So I did the whole practice session. It felt great. I pulled back in. His eyes were just this big. I was like, "What?" He said, "You know where you just turned?" I said, "No." And he showed me. I was like, "Okay, that's scary." That's when I got nervous. I got scared for the first time because I'd never.
You've never been that fast?
No, I was just comfortable and it felt good.
It had to be scary when you hadn't done anything to it. You go out there and do this.
That's the thing. That's what
Yeah,
scared me. I was like, we didn't do
You gotta
anything.
be, man.
Well, it was
What did we
funny
do?
because I ran into you. I didn't
Yeah,
know
he
the
had a
practice.
mouthful of a hot dog and a drink under the stands right here. He's like, "How's the truck?" I'm like, "It's fast." I said, "We got pole." He said, "You got the pole?" I'm like, "Yeah, Scott, thank you."
Have you ever seen Scott when he didn't have his mouth full of food? I mean, that's the next thing.
I know. I walked in like, "I'm surprised you're breathing right now. Are you okay?"
Get you hit me on my back or something a little bit.
No,
I know it's funny. I was
It
like,
felt good.
"Are you nervous?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm fucking nervous." Yeah.
I was sitting up here and I was thinking, now he goes out there and wins the race with that body and everything on there. I'm waiting to see how many people are going to start hollering, "Hey!"
I already started a protest.
Well, that's what that's what the meeting was about. They said, they took all the truck drivers. They were like, "Who's against it and who's for it?" Nobody was against it because it was kind of a no-brainer to where it wasn't mandatory. You didn't have to run this, but if you tear up your fender and you can't find a new one, this is a new option.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, that works out good for you. I mean, to be able to fix something that fast. But it works out for everybody. If they would do it, they would work out for everybody.
And I'm glad they approved it because me and Bill Moles were down in the tech check said, "What if they don't approve it?" I said, "I guess I'm not running them, Bill. I'm not putting everything back on. We're going to take a season off."
Just DQ me at the end.
But no, everything worked out good. And a lot of guys after the race, were asking about, where'd you get this, where'd you get this? And I told them, and I told everybody the problems that I ran into. Here's the better way to do it that I know now. So I'm always trying to help people. you know.
So I got to go back to this win. I mean, I know this was big. I seen the excitement when they pulled the window net. I could see the excitement in you. What was it like the last few laps? Did you still think something was going to happen? Or?
Yeah, I felt everything wrong with that truck. I felt every vibration. I felt the spark plug wire jiggling about to come off. I felt everything, and it's just.
And then, how was Bear? Did his voice change the last couple of laps?
He just said, keep hitting your marks, and then just got more free. Just keep doing what you're doing. Just keep doing what you're doing. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine if you just keep doing what you're doing. He's still there. We're fine, but just keep doing what you're doing. And the last lap, he's like, all right, we got one to go. Just keep doing what you're doing. We're gonna. I'm just listening. I couldn't believe it.
What happened in turn 3 and 4? Did you run up the racetrack on the last corner? I was like, because I was watching it and looked like I was like, God damn, don't give it away now.
No, basically, I caught Kevin Rickman, and I was coming up on him, and I was like, I need to put him a lap down. I asked where the guy behind me was. He said, you got some space, so I just babied it because there's no point in. Cause you see guys on the last lap, they always nail it coming out of 4, kicking it sideways, and
We'll take it.
You did that. I'm not taking it, so I just driving Miss Daisy. I just want to make sure I can get it.
All right, now tell us the story now, because I know I saw you on TV. You know, before you leave, I need you to sign my book and stuff. But you're on TV. Tell us the story now about what is it? Your teacher that built your motors, or somebody you knew?
His name was Dean Case. He was my father's automotive teacher in high school. He came down from New York, started teaching automotive, and at Lafayette High School, where my dad went to high school. Then my dad got into truck racing. Well, started out in karts, worked his way up to trucks, and he approached him talking about he wanted a caseman motor because he built a lot of motors for Saluda, you know, modifieds out here for a bunch of guys. So he built him a truck motor, and that developed that relationship. So, you know, fast forward 20 years, I get out of high school and college, because I went to college to NASCAR Tech, and I did the whole race engine program. And we ran into him at Food Line. My dad was like, that's Dean Case. That's my old engine builder. I was like, really? He's like, yeah. He said, let's go talk to him. And we did. And I said, Mr. Case, I've heard a lot about you, and my passion is race engines. I've always wanted to work on them. I said, I went to school for it. And he's old school. He was like, oh, you went to school for it. Like, you know how to do what I do. You're tough. You're hot shit now. Okay. I said, well, sir, if you need any help in the shop, I said, I'd love to help you. He goes, no, I'm good. And they walked off. And I was upset. I was like, and my dad was like, I don't know if he was messing with you or not. I ain't talked to him in a couple of years. But then he messaged me on Facebook that night. He said, be at the shop at 6:30.
Oh, really? That's funny as hell.
And then ever since then.
So he had a good sense of humor.
Oh, he had a great sense of humor. He had the funniest sense of humor. Every time we'd put up my window net before a race, he would get on the step stool, fart in the cab, and then put up the window net. Okay, good luck.
I laughed at that one. I don't know if it was a TikTok or a video where he was trying to solder something or whatever, and you kept turning.
Yeah, he was trying to brace something. I would always turn the gas off in his shop. He was such a good guy. He was a great mentor. A lot of guys that went through the automotive program at Lafayette when they were in high school have so much good things to say about him. He built so many great motors out here, Saluda, and the Turniches, like everybody. And we lost him in the off season when I tried to get him a win because he built motors for me, and that's all I wanted was to just give him a win. I didn't get it done last year, but opening night this year I did, and
that's cool.
He was with me, and my dad keyed up in the mic and said that right before the race. He said, "Case man's sitting next to you." I said, "I know." He's yelling at me
after he farted.
Yeah. So that is just I could talk for hours about the relationship and how everything started. And he's the reason I started coming to Langley and started watching the karts. And I was like, oh, my dad used to run these back in the day. And then I met Chris Bechtel, and he was like, I got a spare kart if you want to drive. If you're the son of Brian Waltrip, you can drive one of these. And then from there, went car racing, and then got in the trucks. And
now we're a winner.
Now we're a winner.
But
TV star.
No, I'm not.
TikTok comedian.
There's always someone better.
Pressure wash.
There's always somebody
Guru knows all about the pressure wash.
No, I do not. No, I do not.
Keeps all the trucks and stuff clean, and
Try to.
You're just a big man around now. You just you moved.
Just a human. I'm just.
Oh yeah, now we're gonna do all that. I'm just a human.
What?
Here we go.
I don't know. I don't.
Well, last week, just wanted to let you know that last week you won driver of the week for your super win.
Oh, thank you. You spelled my name right too.
It's a good thing he did it, not me.
Yeah, he wouldn't have never got it right.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you.
So you are the first of this year's driver of the week.
That's awesome. I
Well
appreciate it.
deserved.
Thank you, guys.
Don't worry, this bitch ain't getting one.
Well,
He did.
When?
You
Yeah, he got
never
one.
got one.
I never got a plaque. We just started the plaque.
you
last
just-
year.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I've never
2
seen
years
the
ago.
black.
well,
I haven't won it in 3 years.
Well, you got one coming. I just ain't got it today. Okay. Jesus.
No, I appreciate that, guys. Thank you. That means a lot.
but I mean, that was voted on by everybody, so I mean, that really has nothing to do with us.
I voted for Butterbean.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah, I
that.
think you were the only one that voted for anybody else.
I thought that was neat, and if I could go a lap down and end up winning the race, that's neat.
And there was people up here in the booth over here were talking trash about Butterbean when he was
How
falling
bad
back.
he was running.
Yeah, I heard you. Yeah, I heard. I don't know if he's trying to save his tire. Probably not anymore. I'm
Yeah.
like, damn, Scott, give him a break.
Well, when he was close to going a lap down, I was thinking he ain't saving nothing.
No, but he did pull away, and I was like, I don't know if he's saving or not, but made for good
do
TV.
you know who his tire man was that week?
Yeah. LS.
Yep.
I was nervous in the race. As soon as
I
he
mean-
went straight to the back, I didn't have a radio on. I'm like, did I not get him good enough for the race? I walked over to the pit and about 50 to go, and I said, is something wrong with it? Jerry sitting in the pit box because no, he's just riding. I said, he's about to go a lap down. He goes, he just picked up the pace. It's like they never come off calm.
Mhm.
Never get anxious.
Yeah, well, of course, he was taking credit for the pole. I went over there, and he's like, well, he's on the pole, but I did his tires this week. That's why he's on the pole.
I was not like that.
I wouldn't. Why would you say Riley do something like that?
Yeah, I know, right?
That's
Yeah,
not in his
he
character.
didn't do that.
That ain't his character, man. That's not what he would never take credit for something like that.
No, that was all driver. And with Granddad setting up the car that good, it's hard to not be that good.
Hard to screw it up, huh?
Yeah.
So
That's
But
why-
then you can go like on a Waltrip. He didn't even have to worry about setting his car up. He just took it out there and raced it.
Yeah.
imagine if he did set it up.
Sometimes we wouldn't have
Now
won.
look,
We
now,
wouldn't have won.
now I'm scared for this week. when
Yeah,
you
I
just
wouldn't
bring
even
up your
touch
race.
it.
Yeah,
I just put it on the scales and record all the numbers.
and that's what we were thinking about doing. It's like, what do we do? Because I was like, I can go, but I don't want to push the truck. I don't want to. I don't know.
Well, if I'm sitting up here this week,
We did that with the kart one race. I raced in the karts. I just bumped up the tires, went out, didn't do nothing, and got the pole. That's when I lost my tire. But that was you were there.
Yeah, I seen it going by.
I did too. I said, this thing's really loose. This is bad. That was my first pole, and I was thinking the whole time because they were, how the karts in. When you're up front, everyone's pushing you.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I know you haven't been up, but it was my first pole, and I'm like, is it supposed to be this loose with everybody pushing me? Probably. Meanwhile, my tire's doing this, about to fall off. Chris is trying to pass me. He's like, dude, I saw that about to come off. But I mean, you live and you learn. Now we have 2 sets of torque wrenches in every toolbox.
No more loose tires.
No more loose tires. We'll strip threads before we leave one loose now.
well, I mean, that was a lot of fun to see you got there and get the win. I was sitting up here going,
Yeah.
yeah, look at that. Then I was trying to figure out a way I could get Scott off the show so we could have a winner up here.
That's funny. No, I really appreciate all the support and everybody watching who's supported me since karts. I really appreciate it. I see it.
All
really
three of you.
all 3. Damn. I'm trying to be nice and have a moment. Just roast him when you get up here.
Oh no, you ain't got to egg
You
him
don't
on.
even gotta tell me. I've already been planning. For this.
That's good. He about to pull out a bunch of note cards. First of all,
Wait till he gets over here.
first off, who names their kid Scott? Second, like, dang.
But you know, I was going back and looking through the shows that we had since Scott wasn't here, and your show was the one that got one of the highest viewers
Really?
and we had the whole time that he was gone.
In that stint.
And that's
In
it.
yeah.
So we got 5 viewers.
A little more than that.
No, that's
Little-
awesome. I
A
appreciate
little
it.
more than that.
Got someone coming in.
Yeah, he's at 7:45, so we got a few minutes.
Gotcha.
But appreciate you coming out and being here with us tonight.
Thank y'all for having me. Thank you for the plaque.
Congratulations.
I really appreciate it. I'm
I don't know where you want to hang it.
gonna put it right next to my ballet trophy. I'm just kidding. Thank you, Jack. Thanks,
Congratulations,
Thanks,
man.
guys. I appreciate it.
I think everybody was happy to see you win.
I hope so.
Yeah, most everybody.
My mom texted me. She goes, "Look, I love you, and that was great." And you finally, well, what's up with the red race suit?
Oh, I was going to ask you about the red race suit.
Everybody has been. It was my crew chief's old race suit. He said, "Wear it for good luck." I can't say what his name is. He doesn't want to be announced, but it was old. That race suit's been in victory lane in the modifieds a lot of times. Maybe
So
it's maybe
you
it's
better
so
wear it
lucky.
next week and the week after, and
Yeah.
he ain't getting it back.
His TikTok.
Yeah, that's my favorite suit right
profile
there.
picture is a gold.
Yeah, that's my favorite suit. Now I gotta get a blue and black one and whatnot.
Mr. Popular with 268,000 followers. Me and my 750.
Come on. Come
All
on.
right, come on in
Shannon.
here, little LS.
I don't appreciate what y'all call me.
I just call him what he calls you.
What do you say? You don't appreciate it?
I don't.
Why not?
It's not nice. I'm very polite to you.
You love me.
Yeah, let's hear about that. Do you love him?
He loves messing with me. He
As
can't
much
wait
as he
to see
loves
me.
I don't know. You know.
His mama put him up, said that he could come work for me. I said that ain't gonna work. We wouldn't get no damn work done.
No, we would not. No.
You looking for a job?
Kinda, yeah. I just bought a car.
Job. Anybody needs an employee.
Me?
Well,
Hotels?
if you come pick me up, then I'll work.
Oh. I had an
That's
employee
a
like
little
that.
bit. That's a little ways to
I had
go
an
for it.
employee like that one time.
Well, I'm only 14. I can't drive.
Uber.
I don't got a card. I got
read
no
the
money.
job
It's the
site.
problem.
We read at all the job sites.
There you
Well, Mr. First ever limited, well, not first ever, but
Second,
second one.
limited race. I ran Charger a good year.
Well, you're not worrying about that stuff, man. We're talking about here. We're talking about
go.
here.
Funny part is, I beat that car Saturday night.
You beat the car you raced.
Yeah,
I was surprised it was sitting on the outside pole.
I was shocked too. I was shocked he picked up a second and a half.
Yeah.
It was a little shocking for me.
So what was it? So how was your day? How did things go for you from your perspective?
And first of all, before you say anything, you won the race as the driver. You are the driver. You won the race. But like I said up here the other night, you know, Phil Warren set that car up.
Oh, with how good that car was, it was hard.
And I was thinking they could have put a monkey in there and they would probably won the race.
It could have.
Huh?
I mean, you could have put Doug. in
I
there
was
and
going to
won the
say
race.
Uncle Doug could have won in that car. Slim could have got in there.
We were. There's two people who could have maybe got in that car, not one. First off, I'm sitting beside one, and then the other one's sitting back in Norfolk, Virginia.
Who was that?
Doug.
Oh, God. That's your uncle, man.
I know. When we were when we were here at the track Friday, he bolted on his stickers. I said, "What you gonna run?" He goes, "A 16.5." You wanna know what he ran?
What?
A 17.60. It's like
Mm.
it's embarrassing when you're a 2.1 off what you think you're gonna run. And then I went out there on tires that were terrible and went 0.3 quicker.
Mm.
Guy got in his own car and went 2/10 quicker.
In his car?
Yeah.
Well, they just let you let you the test dummy for all of them. Aren't you?
Mhm.
Well, now why didn't you not help your cousin? He had a bad night all the way around.
I don't know.
You don't give them the secrets.
Nah. He did all the stuff his own way.
Tell your girlfriend call later. We got things to do.
It's scam likely.
Oh,
That's the only person who calls me every day.
Scam.
Boyfriend.
Yeah, checks up on me. My scam.
I'm gonna put my grandma under my phone. Potential spam.
So anyway, you are the first Smith's Wraps and Graphics winner, and I know for the limited late models, I know that's huge. First win in a
big car.
In a big car.
So what was the race like for you? What were you thinking through the whole race? I mean, the first 8-10 laps, Paul was right there close to you.
Yeah, Randy Armstrong was spotting for me, and he kept going half, quarter, half. I'm like, I gotta get away. And then finally, I got a little bit away, and about maybe 15, he goes clear by 7, and then a couple laps later, he goes clears by 4. I'm like, I gotta get away a little bit. We gotta save these left sides. And
Did you have Phil holler about saving tires?
No, they really didn't say nothing through the race. About lap 25, I burnt the right rear off of it.
I was thinking something was going on there a little bit. That the car was acting a little different from what
It was tight center, spinning all the way down the straightaway. And about probably lap 20, the leg support started getting really hot and burning my leg.
Well, what we gonna do about that this week
Oh, we're gonna put foam on it. It'll be good enough.
or next week?
Yeah, it burnt my leg from my ankle all the way up. It wasn't hot. It just that burnt my leg.
It wasn't hot, but it burned your leg.
The rest of the inside of the car wasn't hot, but the drive shaft tunnel got hot. You know what I mean.
Yeah, I heard you. It wasn't hot, but it burnt your leg.
Hey,
I
the
got
only
you.
thing I can say, I didn't hit the brake on the start. Going into
Oh, you didn't. You did a good job on the
that was
restart.
one thing I was nervous about. When we were in Goodyear,
Did you really sit there and say, I know Scott screwed this stuff up 100 times?
If I screw it up, I'll never hear it. That's a fact.
Okay, going into 3, I had my foot on the clutch, so there was no chance of me hitting the brake. The only
It'll take you one fuck up to remember.
Yeah, I did not want to hit the brake on the start and hear it from you.
You ready? Because you would have.
Because Jack walked over to me before the race. He goes, "If you win, you're going to be on the show." I said, "Well, if I win, I don't want to hit the brake on the start either." I hear it from him for the rest of my life, like he's hearing it from me.
Yeah.
But I'd say it was fun to see you get out of the car and see the excitement, how
Yeah.
excited you were to win.
It's,
Even though I do call you a little shit, you are a little pain in the ass. But it was fun to watch the excitement.
Just
But
think-
any of these guys and watching Hunter get out and be the emotions of,
well, it's
of
cool to
winning.
see somebody
I
different.
just had to pee.
It's cool to see somebody win races once in a while.
Yeah.
Especially we had a new division, and of course he comes out and wins the race, and I think that's really.
I mean, the only reason I liked it is because of your dad, Jay. The rest of you ain't so sure about.
why do you like him?
Because he's quiet. He don't talk no trash. Not much trash. He still talks a little bit of trash. Although Anthony told me he talks a lot of trash.
At home he does. At home he does. Mom will bring something up about you, and it's like all the trash talking about poor Scott.
So do folks all you musics, do you just not have a life? You can sit around and talk about Scott?
I don't. I personally keep training my skills on iRacing. No, I haven't been using iRacing here recently, but I do sit around and play video games a lot. Work on race cars. Them, who knows what they do. Mom scrolls through Instagram and Facebook all day.
Yeah, she records little teeny videos of y'all.
Yeah, and then Dad over here yells about everything. And
You're
Spending too much damn money.
Hey,
no, he yells
Hey,
because we go, we're ready for dinner.
hey, Ryan. You need to back that down just a little bit, everybody. You forget who's paying a lot of bills around here. You can't be talking trash about mom and daddy.
Well, by everybody's thoughts, my grandparents
Well,
By
yeah.
everybody else's thoughts.
Oh.
By everybody's thoughts.
All right, we're not talking about everybody. You know what really goes on, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
They don't spend a dime on my racing.
You're talking about your grandparents.
Oh, the
Yeah,
grandparents.
but-
Oh, I
yeah.
thought you were talking about them.
No.
Want me to go outside for a minute?
I was going to have to turn the show off for a second there. I was getting a little worried when you said they don't pay a dime.
No, they spend a lot of money. And one thing I also thought was funny, you might think this is funny. Craig gave me the shocks that were on that car for Saturday. The shocks on my car were shocks he gave me.
Did you go through them? Well, no, you can't go through them, can you?
No, you can't go through
Yeah.
them. We went through and dynoed them to see what was good and what was not. No, we might have ran our new set of shocks.
Do
You're the one supposed to work.
You're the
on
driver. You're
car.
supposed to know what you
drive
run.
this
You're
shit.
supposed to know what you got on your car.
It was mixed, yeah. The left rear and right rear was old shocks. The fronts were new. No, the fronts were old, the left rear was old, the right rear was a new shock.
Okay, you sure?
Yeah. And then we're running our old Rayvon Clark motor
How many motors you got?
too.
Okay, so you're prepared if something happens.
Which one's the big one?
The same.
They're both Rayvon Clark motors, but one makes 10 more horsepower than the other.
That's the cheated up one.
No. There's a difference in them. You can feel it. One barely nicks the chip at the end of the straightaway. One pounds it down middle of the straightaway.
Yeah, this place is not big on huge horsepower.
No.
But I just want you to know something. I mean, and all joking aside, I want you to know something. You're a very lucky kid.
Yeah.
To be 14 years old and to do the things you've done. But the biggest thing is, look who's in your corner. You got Phil Warren in your corner.
Mm-hmm.
And I stood out here they had practice out here a couple weeks ago. And I stood out there and talked to him for a little while. You're lucky that you got somebody. I mean, he knows it inside and out.
Yeah.
He's probably forgot more than you'll ever remember at all about racing.
Probably.
So that's a pretty lucky thing for you.
Yeah. We came out here one day and something was wrong with it. Oh, we were trying our new motor and we went home and he wanted to check all the front end stuff. And he goes, the Ackerman's a little off. Dad looked at him, looked at me. What the heck is Ackerman? He called his buddy who's in the road racing that he works with. Do you know what Ackerman is? He goes, yeah, I know what that is. I read a whole book about it. He goes, and he's looking it up, does not know what it is.
I do now.
He does now.
But you know what? You shouldn't talk about your daddy like that. He's not.
Well, that's not something normally you.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know what Ackerman was until
Well, why you gonna bust
No,
on your
I didn't.
daddy like that then?
I learned all about it when I helped Granddad build the new car for Brendan. I learned a lot of that
But
stuff.
did you
helping
know
him
that
build it.
Ackerman, his name from the attorney that stole the idea from somebody else?
No, I had no clue what it was named after. I just know what
It was
is.
the guy's last name that stole the idea from somebody else. It was an attorney.
He was a German engineer that designed it, and the attorney was a British guy who stole it.
Yeah.
I know about it now.
Yeah. See, you don't know that, bitch.
Why am I just gonna sit there and Google random racing facts
so
when
you
I already
know.
know what they are? Random racing stuff when I know what it
The
is.
history.
Okay,
behind
what
it.
is Ackerman?
It's when one tire turns more than the other.
That's partially. It's a pivot point where the front two tires turn and then the rear axle.
Do you just study this stuff too?
No, this is what I do.
Oh yeah, well I forgot you.
Look, he runs a car dealership. I mean, not dealership, but
I can't
repair
talk
shop.
trash about his dealership. He sponsored me last year, so I can't talk trash
Damn, it didn't stop you last year.
about it.
So how exciting was it? I mean, just all in all, the whole night, how exciting was it?
Don't lie.
I wasn't nervous. Everybody says I look nervous,
You
but
did look nervous.
I wasn't.
Oh
nervous.
shit, Dad's coming over here. You was nervous.
As his Uncle Anthony said, you couldn't have jackhammered a toothpick up his keyhole. He was so nervous. Okay.
Well,
Well, when I was
would've been
down,
nervous,
when I was
too.
down in the pit and walked by him a couple of times, you could tell he was a little, he was a little keyed up. I mean, I'm not gonna say he was over the top nervous, but he was a little, because he only said like a couple words to me and he walked off.
Well, I was also focused on going on our Bojangles run with Ryan, Cody, Jacob.
No,
and
he
Bailey
wasn't. He was
Hughes.
nervous.
I knew he was.
I wasn't that nervous.
Yes, you
Everybody says I was, but I was focused.
Sometimes we don't realize how nervous we are.
So when you got in the car to start the race, you were nervous.
No. See, as soon as you sit in the seat, all nerves go away. I don't know if that's like, do you have that? Yeah. It's
Yeah,
it's like as soon as you sit down
What
in
do
the
you-
seat,
what-
it's gone.
Jack wouldn't really
You
know.
feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Now, what do you know about this, Scott?
Well,
Sitting in the
I
seat
know
and
it.
feeling comfortable.
Well, we don't sit there and
You were so comfortable, you
Hard.
forgot which pedal to push.
no, that's how confident I was. I fucked up.
He was nervous on qualifying.
I was nervous on qualifying. I wanted to get the pole, and then just because I knew if I got the pole, I had a good shot at winning the race.
I hate to tell you this, but you had a good shot at winning the race anyway, regardless. I mean, to be totally honest with you, Paul DeBolt, maybe Doug could have done
No.
something. I mean, man,
Paul
I'm
had a
just saying,
chance. I mean, there.
I think
say.
but after that, I think it was pretty much you had the best equipment after that. You were gone.
I won't say the best equipment.
I'll say it.
There's a lot of old
No, there's some other good equipment out there.
Yeah.
like Paul's car.
Yes.
Paul's car. That's
But
a
you
really
got the
nice-
best equipment the best equipment you got?
What's that?
Your grandfather sitting down in that pit area. That's the best equipment you got.
Oh yeah, but like you got to think, Paul also has been working on a modified that's a little bit like that. So I mean, yeah, Doug's been racing Chargers. That's a little bit like this. It's like there's a lot of
I
people.
mean,
who
Cody
have
had
more
good help. I
experience.
mean, they got
Cody had
Cody,
Craig.
yeah, Cody's.
Cody had Craig. I mean,
I think you. I
they
think,
all
Well,
have smart
I mean-
people working on the car.
I think when the season gets going good,
When Cody
and
gets
I
his
think Cody's going to be. He's going
when
to be
Cody
pretty good.
gets his other motor and his carburetor fixed, he's going to be good.
Yeah.
I believe.
And I look forward to it. I think it's going to be good for you guys. I mean,
As soon as
It's-
Paul can figure out why his motor's lazy, he's going to be good. It's just there's factors on why people didn't run good that first race. Cody didn't have his good motor. Paul couldn't figure out why his motor was lazy. There's just factors. We've been out here testing. So
yeah. Well, I mean, you guys
we
were
shook
much
out all
more
the
prepared.
bugs. Yeah. We shook out all the bugs. We went to Dominion once, came here 3 times. I was hoping we were good.
Mhm.
So
Well, I figured you would be good, but I think you need. I mean, and it will come later in the season. You're going to have to learn to race with people, and that's going to be a challenge. But it's going to be kind of a challenge for most people in the class for the most part.
see, I was talking with her. I said, if we want to win the championship, this is the way we got to do it. Just try and win all the 50 lappers. And then when it comes to the twins, win the first twin and get the best finish you can in the second one. That's the only way we'll win the championship.
Well, you just got to
Now,
get the best.
if it's win the first one and Cody finishes second, and then Cody wins the second one and I finish second, Cody, it's gonna be a close championship
Yeah.
battle.
Still early. It's early in the
Yeah.
season.
Yeah,
Very
just the
early.
first race. Everything's good. You know.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's get Robert on here and talk with him for a minute, and then we'll come back to Hunter and Riley again. And what's the deal, Culley? How you doing, Mr. Van Norman? How's it going?
Bob, you got. Yeah, you're breaking up, Bob.
can barely hear you guys.
Yeah, your reception's not great because your picture's not even coming up. There you go.
I'm here.
Can you hear us?
I can barely hear you.
Huh. Well, Bob,
I
give us
see
a
you
little
guys
background on
But I
you.
don't have any volume coming from your end. And my
Okay,
phone's wide open.
yeah, it's got to be on the ear speaker instead of your regular speaker. It's probably on your ear speaker instead of your regular speaker. But can you tell us how you got started in the sport, Bob?
Well, I got started back into the early 90s, and I was introduced to a gentleman through my broker at that time. He had a licensed NASCAR product, and being both of us from the state of Michigan, we kind of got into a great friendship, and he brought me on board to be his at-track rep. for his NASCAR licensed product. So for about 4 years, I would hit about 15, 20 races for him, and primarily worked outside the track where all the souvenir trailers used to be and everything is where his setup was. And as you know, as you get involved in a sport, you obviously meet numerous people as you're, going through your job. And I met a couple right people in the right places. And lo and behold, I got an opportunity to come on board with Safety Clean, who takes care of all the petroleum waste for all the racetracks and everything. And long story short, somebody was eliminated. I was brought on board, and I was there for 16 years inside the Cup garage on the full-time circuit, all 38 races. So met a lot of people. Back in 2007, when we called it the purge, when about 2,000 guys in the garage all got, let go, and team owners found out they could do the same job with half the people. I got caught up in that purge also. And I always said to myself, if I was patient, something would materialize down the road that would allow me to come back into the sport at the Cup level on a full-time basis and be able to make an income that would support the expense of being on the road, and obviously to take care of your personal commitments that you get over the years. And this February, I have to pay homage to an extremely close friend, Andy Combs.
Mm-hmm.
He was in the sport. He was former executive chef of NASCAR at track. He kind of got caught in the purge along with me, and he was out of the sport for 11 years with the Cole group at Starcom. Well, last year, Derek sold the charter, and Andy was the team cook, and they were doing numerous teams to provide an at-track in the garage food service. Well, when Derek sold the charter, the catering job trackside went by the wayside also. Well, as things happen, unfortunately, as we called him Big John, was the chef for Stewart Haas Racing. Big John unfortunately had a heart attack and passed away this January, and the team manager, Greg Zippadelli, reached out to Andy and hired him on. Well, when Andy got hired on by Stewart Haas, that opened up 8 to 10 teams that were looking for somebody for food service. So everybody was calling Andy, wanting to know what they were going to do. And he said, "Give me one day," and that one day was the phone call to me. It took me about 30 seconds to say I'm on board, and that was 2.5 weeks before the Daytona 500 in February. And we showed up loaded for bear, went through the 6 days. And I started with 8 teams when I got there. And by the time I left, we had contracted 18 teams total. And we're still doing them all every weekend. And I got it spread out over the Truck, Xfinity, and Cup Series. So it's been an interesting situation so far. And I can't thank Andy enough for making the phone call.
Yeah. Fun fact that I learned today, Bob, that from we're gonna call your wow, I can't think of what we call Andy, but you're the one that started the bowling tournament at Martinsville.
You are correct. I kind of, the guys in the garage kind of looked up to me, and they says, we need some excitement, on Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, and this and that. And I said, well, I've been in the promotions business before. So I said, let me see what I can put together. And the very first bowling tournament was Martinsville. And they got a little 20-lane house there, and the owner's name is Will. I went in and I approached him and told him what I wanted to do. And he said, yeah, I think we can do that. And so I said, let's see how it goes the first time before we go on any more adventures at other racetracks where we can have other tournaments. Well, it was such a success that we did Martinsville for, I forget, at least 8-10 straight years in a row. We did it at Darlington. We did it at Pocono. We did it at Michigan. So it was a big hit, and the guys loved it. And when you can get team owners and you can get all the NASCAR brass showing up the bowl, obviously it was a big hit with everybody from the top of the heap to the bottom of the barrel as far as guys.
And then another fact that most people don't know, that you were involved with the Iroc deal. Can you tell us how that came about?
Absolutely. Again, with my promotions business and event business in the past, I had a relationship with the whiskey brand Crown Royal. Was with a group, and we were responsible for bringing Crown Royal into the NASCAR series, and we got them signed on with Roush Racing. And if you remember, they were the primary sponsor on the 97 car when Kurt Busch was driving that car.
Mm.
The opportunity came up with Jay Signori, who owned Iroc, and it used to be the old True Value Iroc series. True Value told Jay that after this next season that they were out, and they were going, what are we going to do? And I just happened to be there when Jay was talking to my boss at that time, Safety Clean, Drew Patey. And I says, I think we might be able to help you out there, Jay. Give us about a week and let's see if we can get these guys interested. We made one phone call to the whiskey brand manager, said, how would you like to own your own nationally televised stock car series with 4 races at premier tracks, and this is what it's going to cost you? And he says, who do I write the check to? So that's how Crown Royal got involved in the Iroc series, and they were the last primary, and then Jay basically shut down Iroc, and it has never been back since. But that was a heck of a good time. I actually still talk with Jay, and I still talk with the Diageo people who own the Crown Royal brand. And it was a opportunity that we seized. And I just wish that something like that could come back, because Iroc, when you got 12 equally prepared cars and 12 drivers from different genres within the motorsports, it puts, your driving skill was everything in those cars, pure and simple. And it was an exciting time, no question.
Bob, let's get back to talking about cooking for these guys on a regular basis. How do you prepare? Like, you're at one track this week and the next week you'll be somewhere else. How do you prepare between times? Do you go straight from one track to the other and stop and get what you need, or how do you prepare for it?
All right. Most of the equipment is moved by Champion Wheel and Tire, and that's the company that moves all the team's wheels and their pit boxes in this aspect. There's 4 total catering kitchens that operate inside the garage area, and we all have our major equipment moved by Champion. Now, I travel from race to race over the road. My wife and I, we do not fly. So I have a lot of my equipment in the back end of my Chevrolet pickup truck. So we're driving from race to race. We just got off a 5-event stint here this last week after Bristol, and we live in Louisiana, so we're going to spend a couple days here before we go up to Talladega and start the next 5-event sprint, as we call it. But we roll into town, and all 4 kitchens are there by Thursday to get their equipment and set up and get prepared to cook for the teams that they are contracted with. Now, we're the only independent catering service within the garage. The other ones it's Hendrick Motorsports for their 4 cars, Stewart Haas and their 4 cars, and then Trackhouse Racing for their 2 cars, and then us. So we've got, like I said, right now, we've got a total of 18 teams that we're cooking for. 10 of those are cup teams. So we get there Thursday, we all set up, and I think the 4 kitchens are the biggest customers during race weeks of Sam's Club and Walmart of the week, because I know what I'm spending on a weekly basis in Sam's. I should be getting a gold medal, I'll tell you. when you're feeding anywhere from about 200 to 240 people a day, it takes a lot of preparation and a lot of food to feed these guys. And some of these guys eat like they haven't eaten all week and just wait till they get to the racetrack. But yeah, all four of us, we're not a concession stand by any stretch. The last thing you'll find at the Four Kitchens is hot dogs and hamburgers. We put on a pretty good feast. At least a couple different meats or proteins, couple different starches, couple different vegetables, full-blown salad bars. We have a little extra that we put in ours. It's a fresh fruit salad bar that is a massive hit with everybody that we feed. And then, it's 7 chafing dishes, all with sternos burning. And you start lifting the lids, and when you hear a guy say, "Oh my God, look at all this here. Oh my God, I got to get some of that." Yeah. They don't go away hungry. That's for darn sure. And if you come up to our lineup and can't find something to eat, you probably aren't hungry then, because we put out quite the spread.
So how far in advance do you plan your menus? I mean, you got like 3 days at Talladega. How do you go about planning a menu for the whole 3 days or 2 days or whatever it is for the guys and make sure that everything is covered?
What I do is, as you well know, you can go to the store and have all the best intentions of the world. I'm going to buy this meat, these 2 side dishes, and these 2 vegetables, and that's what I'm going to plan on doing. You go to the grocery store, they don't have the meat because of the shipping shortage of this. They don't have this frozen vegetable, again, due to the shipping shortages. You try to do as much planning as you can, but the nature of the beast is you have to go into Sam's Club and or Walmart's, and you have to see what's in inventory. You got to really be versatile when you start thinking up, what am I going to serve Friday? What am I going to serve Saturday? And then, of course, race day. And as this garage schedule goes, there could be 1 meal a day. There could be 2 meals a day. And just like back here at Bristol, they were in there fairly early in the morning. So you had to have a light breakfast when they got there. And then you had to switch into a lunch about 3 o'clock, because both Friday and Saturday, the Cup Series was in the garage till 10 p.m. So you literally had to feed them 3 times in that period of time, because they were there for 12 hours. They didn't have an opportunity to get away from the Speedway, and eat a dinner at a normal restaurant. So, but, long story short, I pretty much got a good idea of what I want to do. And then when we get to the grocery stores, we can finalize what the selections are based on the availability of the food. That's the biggest problem right now.
Well, that's a pretty big order for you to have to fulfill for all those teams.
Now, how many people help you, Bob?
I have obviously myself. I'm the head chef. I do all the cooking. My wife, and then we have one young lady whose name is Donna. She actually worked for Big John at Stewart Haas for about the last 8 years. So when Big John, unfortunately, again passed away, that left Donna out of a job, because Andy had his own people when he was doing the Starcom deal. So there wasn't a slot for Donna. I've known Donna for 20 years. Excuse me. And so her and I touched base. I offered her a position, and it took her about 2 seconds to say yes. So for my staff, I have 2 very capable, good-looking women and myself, and we do a pretty darn good job doing it.
Well, that you do, because we came by there and sampled some of it last time we were there, and it was very good, very good. You do a great job.
Thank you. We
All
try.
right, Bob. Well, Bob, we appreciate you spending some time with us tonight. I know you got a lot going on, getting ready to go to Talladega and everything. Hopefully we'll see you soon up at like Dover or somewhere.
You know where you can find me. I'll be in the garage area at every single Cup race, wherever the city may take us.
All right. Well, we're going to be looking for you when we come up that way.
10-4, guys. Thank you.
Bob. Good night.
Have a good rest of the night.
You too. Thank you.
Thanks, Bob. It was funny. We had some conversations with him at a racetrack. He'd been in the sport and wanted to get back into the sport, and got a cooking gig, and which is a big void in the Cup garage. And you have all these teams. A lot of these teams don't have somebody to cook for them, so he provides you. I mean, I know what the garlic onion used to charge. I'm sure it's a lot more now. I mean, it was $20, and you eat all day and drink all day. I mean, you can't beat it. And you could go as many times as you want. So especially for these small teams, they can say, hey, we just buy
That's a good
5
business
people.
opportunity that people don't think about.
Dude, very much so. And,
You know what I mean?
and the thing about it is, Scott knows where the food is.
Yeah.
So
I was right in front of him, behind him.
I don't know. Half the time you were in front of me.
Where did y'all go
What?
when y'all sampled his stuff?
We were Richmond.
Richmond.
We were
Yeah.
Richmond.
He was fixing breakfast, and well, the food out there is a lot better than what they give you in the media center. I mean, it's not even on the same level. I'm fortunate enough for those guys.
Scott and I would go out there and hit those things and get us food there and go back to the media center, and we'd be eating all our stuff in front of the people that had to eat the
So
media
he would prep for the teams, and then people who would come up, or he.
No.
So teams will contract. They'll be like, hey, I have so many guests coming today, and team members, and they get a wristband. So when they come through the line, they know that they're authorized to come over there and eat.
I got you. So Brian Waltrip, he wanted to come on here to talk to that guy because he cooks for Terry Carroll. Like when we go to Bristol, when we go to help them in the ARCA and the Truck Series stuff.
Okay. I think Brad just said something.
I'm sure he
actually.
did. He's very long-winded. But yeah, he cooked for Terry Carroll and Justin Carroll and all them, because that's one thing. Like when we went to Bristol, that was just one of those things. It's, we're gonna go walk a half a mile to get something to eat.
Right. And that's the service that they provide.
Mhm.
And then so far as the Cup Garage now, last year they didn't, but maybe pre-COVID, I don't say anybody could come in and cook, but there was several people that would come in and cook. But now they've limited it, so they have the 3 big ones, like the one cook does for Hendricks and Gibbs, and the
Stuart Haas.
and then Stuart Haas is just Stuart Haas.
I thought he said it was Hendrick Trackhouse.
Well, the Trackhouse has their own cook, and they just cook for their 2 teams.
Okay.
Stuart Haas just cooks for their 4 teams and whatever like sponsors that come in. And then the one lady, she does for Roush, Gibbs, and Hendricks, and they have 2 people. And then you have Bob that services everybody else. For those teams, like if he's there at the Busch race when the K&N cars go or the ARCA cars go, you could contract and just go by there and eat, and you don't have to worry about preparing the food. And honestly, you can't buy the food for what he's charging you per
Right.
person.
Oh, and you won't get microwavable chocolate nuggets.
No,
You get the real stuff, fried up, ready to go.
no, for sure. I mean, we've been very fortunate. And it was funny. I was talking to Andrew earlier, and he said he ran into Spanky.
Spanky was at Bristol. I saw where he was
yeah.
at Bristol.
Oh, really? Yeah, he said Andy better thank him for his job.
Okay, Andrew said just admit who your favorite is.
Oh, well, that's hands down.
Well, we don't have a question there. We know Andrew calls.
When are you fixing chili again, Andrew? That chili from I still remember how good that chili was at Martinsville when he was at BK races.
Yeah, Andrew, and we're planning on being at Dover. I'll be up there on Saturday, so we're expecting some Smithfield.
I think I'm gonna be up Friday. Oh.
Well, I won't be there. Yeah, I'm gonna be there Friday. I'll be there Saturday. But anyway, all right. I see where Neil's on here, but I don't see Neil.
I don't see a picture. We'll add him, see what happens. Neil? All I see is a little thing going. Maybe not.
Hello, Neil.
All I see is a little circle.
All right, well, we'll just wait and see what happens.
Hmm.
We'll find more time here to talk with Hunter Waltrip and
Well, Brad Waltrip just texted me saying, tell them to come see me Saturday for some barbecue bacon wrapped scallops.
So where's that at? we'll be right over.
hey,
Brad's a good cook. He
Is
does
he?
a lot of. Oh yeah.
we also got. I'll tell you about that later.
He said bacon wrapped shrimp.
I know what he said.
Scallops. That's even better.
Barbecue bacon.
I've never
wrapped
had
scallops.
scallops.
That
Oh,
sounds
dude,
pretty
they're
damn
amazing. I'm
good.
allergic to shrimp, but I can
Oh, are
eat
you?
scallops. Yeah, but I can
Really?
eat scallops. It's weird to say.
That is weird.
But I'll tear scallops up. They're so
No,
good.
that's my
They're so
favorite
good.
is scallops and
I
shrimp.
tear shrimp.
We'll walk over there together. We'll eat some. You gonna be there this weekend?
Where? Here?
Well, here.
Yeah, I'm gonna be
Okay.
here. I'm gonna be helping Brendan.
Okay.
Are you doing tires this week?
I think tire guy's coming back from back surgery.
Okay, well,
So you're out.
I think so.
so you get a win and they kick you to the curb.
I think so. Yeah. It's disrespectful.
You get a late model win as the tire guy, and you get a limited late model, and they don't even respect you enough to give you the job back on the next.
Oh.
Somebody asked me, "Are you gonna go over to the tire shed and do your own tires?" I said, "I got a tire guy for a reason. I hate doing them." That morning, I'm like, "Granddad, who's doing the tires?" He goes, "Me and you." I said, "Dang it, I want nothing to do with tires."
Andrew said the chili will be at Martinsville in the next Martinsville race because it'll be cold.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll be there.
I don't know if I'm gonna make Martinsville, but I'm probably gonna be. I'm gonna try to go to SEMA show. If I do, I'll be in Vegas. But
Okay,
I'll
here
be
you
at
coming.
the week after at Phoenix though. I might come to Phoenix for the last race.
Okay, forget what I said. Scott's got his own damn plans.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes. So what's your goals for this year?
Where you go now?
Down.
Don't say that.
My only real goals are just to learn, and just to learn. There is one goal I do have. Well, two, and I know the first one isn't happening. Run the Hampton Heat, but I know that isn't happening. But I have a goal of running the 10 grand to win at Carteret. You only need a set of tires, so it's not expensive. I can probably run down there with exactly what I have, just borrow a set of shocks from Brendan, the old JRIs, and go see how we do. Shake up with the big dogs.
How about
So-
bring the car home in one piece at the end of the season?
That's a good goal.
That's a great goal.
Well, let me ask you then. I know you're pretty.
I'm not getting in the middle of this one.
I know you're pretty involved with the setup of the car, and I admire that. I do, even though I give you a lot of crap. I respect you because you do a lot of work on your car. I probably will delete this video afterwards, but
There he is.
are you involved in the cost of what the things cost for the car and that kind of stuff to get an idea of this is a lot of money?
See, I know a little bit, but I'm not involved in the financial side. That's mom and dad. I don't know what they spend. Like he'll go to the store and buy two cases of oil and come back with it. No clue what all they've spent already. I don't know much of the financial side.
You know, and all joking aside, but when you start getting involved in that financial side of it, you see a whole nother range of what you're going. Hey, if I tear that car up, I got to pay for that.
Yeah.
You know,
Hunter knows, I'm sure.
I got a big bill from 5 Star that says I can't touch nothing.
See,
That's a good one.
we took all our body parts and we're like, wow, we kind of wanted. Granddad wanted the new body because he thinks it's great. If you watch the Martinsville race, it's not that great in traffic, but he wanted it because he thought it was great in clean air. So we went down to Mike Darn's last year to pick up a seat, and we walked outside the door, and there's a stack of body panels sitting over there. Granddad goes, walk back in there and see if he wants them body panels still. We came home with all the new 5 Star Next Gen body parts, besides a nose and a greenhouse.
wow.
But we know where to get a nose because Brendan has a couple out under the little
He won't miss
carport. What does he need them for? They get a new one every year.
There you
We just need a greenhouse. Them things are crazy expensive.
Mm.
And I don't think, no, we did get a hood in the whole deal. But all the parts on my car, I fixed the front fenders myself. I fiberglassed them back together, Bondo, sanded it. And I got to thank Doug for teaching me how to do all that.
You actually thanking somebody for something?
I gave him a ton of trash over the off season, like a pile, messing with them. And he goes, well, you're not going to be able to back that up open at night.
I think you did.
But he's like, "Oh, you gotta back it all up." I'm like, "I'm gonna try my best to." Luckily, I backed it up, so I didn't have to hear it from him.
So who's going to spot for you all year?
Randy Armstrong.
Okay.
We-
Anthony's on spotting for you?
Well, we wanted
He's
somebody
busy.
who's
Or you wanted a
I
good
can
spotter?
no, I wanted somebody who I can constantly. I wanted somebody who can constantly be there. Like since Granddad's gonna be doing Brendan's car, I'm not gonna have him all the time. Where Anthony's gonna be doing some stuff in the cup
Yeah.
side. I wanted somebody. Well, we wanted somebody constant, and
Somebody
Randy-
consistent.
Bo asked to do it. And it's like, yeah, but you're also doing some stuff for Woody too. So we picked Randy, and it's just something. My grandfather trusts Randy a lot because he worked with him for many years on CE's
Yeah,
car. So
Oh,
he's
Randy.
like, when I'm not there to crew chief, you got Randy there to make calls that y'all don't know what to make. So Randy was just all around the best decision for us.
Neil says he's having problems with the internet where he's at. He's having bad reception.
I see. I seen him up there a minute ago, and then I looked, and he was gone.
Gone.
I guess we're gonna have to reschedule Mr. Culley for another time because he's gone again.
Yeah.
So anyway, what that was.
It was my phone.
Mr. Hunter Waltrip over there now wants you to bring him home in one piece this week too. So
Well, he's done
Me
said
too.
5-star said they can't touch nothing.
oh, 5-star ain't gonna tell him he can't touch nothing.
No, I said 5-star sent me a bill, and that bill says don't scratch it, don't tear it up. I ain't paying that bill again.
See, we put my car in the trailer for the first time to come over here after the season, right before the Sean Beluso race. We're pulling it out the trailer, ripped the whole nose off.
I did the same thing with the rear bed, pulling it into the trailer to take it here for inspection.
Yeah,
We were rolling it out there like, what? I thought this was brand new. I was like, well, it was 10 minutes ago.
we still had our 24-foot trailer before we finished restoring our new one, and
Who did all that?
my dad.
I was gonna say, it sounded like you had a mouse in your pocket or something.
I've
You said
done-
we.
Me and Granddad
We-
did a little bit. Mom, when we get
I mean,
home,
I rode
running
by the
side to
house
side.
one time, and your dad was standing out there huffing and puffing like.
Yeah.
he was
Well,
doing
I was in Raleigh that week when you
Oh.
came by.
Oh, that's right. You were, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I remember that trip to Raleigh.
something. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
yeah,
I guess.
because I was a guest on the show that week.
Yeah, you were on from down
You still
there.
ain't showed us what was really on your phone.
What do you mean?
Well, you were supposed to turn your phone around and show us what screensaver or something you had on your phone, and somehow you accidentally.
Oh no, my screensaver's my Bando championship picture. Now it's changed to like a picture where you're sitting in the
Mhm.
car.
Mm-hmm.
All I know is
It got flung accidentally to the
Yeah.
back seat. And I
Scott
can't
said
get
something.
it.
Scott said something about your phone. You went, what phone?
That might have happened too.
That
Hey,
might have happened. I know it happened.
That was before he lost his phone.
But he was
Did you
having.
lose your phone, or you?
that was November. All the Raleigh stuff happened in July.
He was having so much fun in Raleigh. He couldn't,
See, that was a blast. Thursday we went mudding at Busco. Monday and Tuesday we were in Charlotte racing.
And
It was a
then-
blast.
And then when she started winning races and stuff, you said, I ain't putting up with that no more.
No, it was the one wreck, but that was it.
One wreck.
No, it wasn't huge. It upset me at the time, but I don't care now.
Well, I guess you don't now.
Me and her are still friends now, so it doesn't really bother me. It was just at the time because we had another race after that night. But
Very political thing to say. You did good.
You can't talk trash about girls like that.
no,
Why do you keep looking at your mom? What the? Is she coaching you from in there?
No.
I seen little Barbara get up there for a minute.
Hey, she was yelling her vocal cords out from the stand Saturday. We heard her in Victory Lane.
yeah. Not me.
No, it wasn't her, but my grandmother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I had her in my window net yelling at me. So
I thought it was kind of cool. I mean, when you think about it, all the wins and everything that Phil's got here. I don't know Phil from that like they do or whatever. I mean, I don't know him that well, but I guarantee you, seeing Riley win Saturday night was probably one of his biggest wins.
Sure.
And it had to be because you always enjoy it.
I don't know. I didn't ask that. He said he wasn't nervous, but there was some of them bando races where you could hear on the spotter stand he was nervous. But he didn't talk throughout the whole race, so I couldn't hear if his voice was shaky or not. There was the nervousness of me of wrecking the car. We spent a year and a half working on it and so much money just getting parts to put it together. That was the biggest nervousness for me. I wasn't nervous to race around other cars. I was nervous about messing it up because there was so much hard work, sweat, and everything that went into that car. Late nights. And then there were some nights where you want to work on the late model? No, I want nothing to do with that thing tonight. There was nights like that.
It's a love-hate relationship.
Oh, he hates racing sometimes.
Who does?
Granddad. He goes, I wish Chris Foreign would have never brought that first go-kart over. He told me that. He goes, if Chris would have never brought that go-kart over, we wouldn't be here now. He said, he said, I could stay home some Saturday nights and actually relax. He goes, but now
You know what? And I'm not saying nothing bad about Phil. He could say he would be home on Saturday nights. He'd be right here in this racetrack Saturday nights.
Yeah, I don't think there's some nights I think he'd rather be here than there because Graham will go, oh, go do the flyer beds. And he'll look at me.
Yeah.
He goes, can you do the flyer beds for me now? No, thank you.
I know the feeling. I got to go to work sometimes to get a break from the house.
Yeah.
Well, I see your wife mowing the lawn on Facebook.
Well, I'm not allowed to cut the grass.
Give me the secret.
If you don't do something right, apparently you'll get fired.
So-
You can't do it.
So you intentionally do it wrong.
It won't happen.
Nobody said intentionally, Jack.
It would be this tall if I intentionally did it wrong. I would have machete.
Yes.
Or you could do like Phil, and you could be allergic to the grass.
Right. That doesn't work. for
She's
me.
allergic to the grass.
She'd be like wrap.
She's allergic to fresh cut grass, though.
She'd be like wrap a t-shirt around
Sure.
your nose and get out there.
That's what she says. I don't know. I've had to yell at her a couple times over the off season.
You did.
She posts stuff on Instagram and it's videos and pictures of the shop. It's like, Mom, you got to delete that or you got to cover that up. You can't be showing that stuff because we got some secret stuff on the front
See, now you shouldn't have said that. Nobody probably.
and the rear.
Cut the love feed.
Now everybody's
10
gonna
second
go back.
delay. Beep,
Now
beep,
they're gonna
beep.
go back and look at it now.
Well, I had her delete all that stuff.
Oh, you did.
So,
She's a rookie.
yeah, I'm trying to teach her. Like,
Nobody cared what we had on the bando.
well, because we gave our stuff to everybody on the bando.
That's what your dad was saying the other day. Yep, you want it? Yep, here it is. We're
Like,
done. Go ahead.
Some people will message me from Wake County and they'll go, hey, can I have your setup? He goes, I didn't want to ask last year, but can I have it since you're not racing? I said, I have no part of bandos anymore. You can have all my setups. You can have the setups we ran the best with, and you can have the setups we ran dead last with.
How many times you run dead last?
Mechanical failures.
Yeah,
Well, but other than that, never,
Never.
I'm trying to think.
never.
No,
I'm trying
you
to
ran really bad at Kinley the first time we went.
Yeah, I ran really bad at Kinley,
You
but
was
I
last.
didn't finish last. We ran so bad the second day. They go, all right, you ready to go to the track? No, I don't want to race today. It was that bad.
Oh well.
Thank your sponsors.
Yes, please thank your sponsors. Your PR people are on my case, on your case about getting the sponsors. So let's hear about sponsors.
I gotta try to remember. There's so many new ones. J&J Demolition, GC Pay, Little Joe's Mitsubishi, Thurston Springs, Maxwell Familia, Towing. Is that how you say it?
MF Transport.
It says Maxwell Familia on the sticker. Dave and Lynn at the Haven Inn. RPA, our secret sponsor. S23 Holdings. They do a lot for us too. Everybody that helps is huge. Sean Malbeck, my tire specialist.
That's what I was wondering. She's
Oh,
counting your
my
money.
virtual
Forget Erica.
My mom, my dad for all the money they spend on me. My granddad for letting us use his genius ways on our car. And Tom Marshall with Signature Homes, who also helps work on the car. West Utilities, West Page for getting our shocks dynoed good and everything. Rayvon Clark for building a bad fast race car motor.
My virtual bookkeeper.
I already said
You
them.
did it.
I can't thank Scott anymore. He didn't want to come back on this year.
Mm.
Which I don't know why.
Well,
He could have made it to Victor Lane for the
Priced
first
him
time in
out.
his career.
yeah, well, you know. Scott didn't even put our stickers on his car.
I don't have a
they're on
sticker
there
for
now.
my car.
And
I
then,
heard that's worth $210.
I was told that
I did the whole
before.
hood. It didn't help.
well, you got to be able to drive. See, it'll help you if you can drive.
See, I'm just a mediocre driver.
You've already got more wins than Scott's got right now.
Yeah, but hell, I didn't start until I was 40.
And now you're 50 and you
Okay,
still ain't.
but you get better with age,
Yeah, I don't
with the
know about-
maturity.
I
So
don't-
you
I don't
should
know
have started
about that.
off. You should have started off.
Well, my
amazing.
maturity level's not that high.
No, it is not.
You got that right.
I mean, let's be honest.
Me and him are about on the same. level.
That's probably right. Ask the wife. That's why my wife's cutting the grass.
And cleaning gutters.
Yes. Not any. Not any.
Yeah.
For real.
I got to talk.
That and well, actually, after that post, then Miles actually put some gutter guard on my gutter, so now she doesn't have to clean them anymore. That was for Valentine's Day.
You have to teach me the way. I thought I had them back. Nope.
Yeah, me and Dad do all the yard work around the house. No, I don't do all of it. Me and him do all
It's a
the
good thing
yard
these
work.
chairs are high.
Me and him do all the yard work. Me and him. That's what I meant. Because I haven't seen Mom touch a mower in my whole entire life.
That's not true. When he was in Hawaii, I mowed the grass.
I thought we had Watson doing it.
That's when I was in San Diego.
Yeah.
I can't keep up with this. I had my ADHD medicine appointment this morning.
I
so
need some.
I had
Hell, I think the three of us could use it.
All natural.
All right, Hunter.
Naturally crazy. What?
Go ahead and thank your
What?
Go ahead and thank your sponsors. We didn't ask you to do that earlier. Come on.
Hi, everybody. I'm back. I want to thank my sponsors, Harper and Company on the Hood this year for all your pool supply needs. We have R.A. Coleman, Randy Coleman, and Coleman's Nursery for all of your shrubs. What? Do I look funny?
Well,
Oh, go
naturally.
ahead. We're listening to you.
Okay. Uncle Russ's Dockside Seafood for all your seafood needs. What?
Nothing. I'm listening.
And
When are we gonna bring some Uncle Russell's over here for us?
we're trying to work on that.
Okay.
So we also have Adco, Industrial Fasteners, and Brewster's this year. Brewster's is actually going to open up their first drive-through in Williamsburg. Brewster's Ice Cream,
Okay.
and we're actually trying to make it to where it's going to be late this month or early June, or late May, early June. And we're going to try to get some cars there, some race cars, race trucks, go-karts, and show off your cars and get some free milkshakes, get some kids involved, and bring a whole new face to Langley. So
That'd be cool.
Um,
Do you pressure washing? Do you do any pressure washing?
yeah, so also Waltrip Power Wash Solutions for all your power washing needs. I'm actually hiring, looking for drug-free, driver's license.
Oh, you're being awful picky.
I mean, I need help. I've gotten to the point where I can't do with so much by myself. I'm ready to take the next step in my business. So if anyone wants to come help, wash some houses, my hotels, I'd love to have you. I'm gonna be a camera guy next year. This is great.
I think you did pretty good yourself. I don't know what you need to got for.
I tried power washing the race shop. I maybe did that much, about that high, and I said, yeah, no, this ain't for me.
Yeah,
I'll come do it. I'll come wash y'all shop.
takes too long for me to do.
For free?
You gotta go get your wife to go out there and do yours. So
No, I'm just gonna see how far Hunter goes before he leaves.
all right, well, that's our show for tonight. I want to thank Hunter Waltrip and our initial limited late model winner, Smith Straps and Graphics Limited late model.
I appreciate you inviting me on.
And
It's always
we'll
fun to
have
pick
you
on
back
Scott.
again when Billy's able to come over here and or we can give you you got a couple things coming that you don't know about, but and
Yeah,
I'm not gonna tell you about it. So but anyway, so we'll have that on. And hopefully Hunter Waltrip will go out and win another race this week and be driver of the week again. 'Cause
Has anyone ever gotten back-to-back?
we sure know when the Pro 6s start racing, we know Scott ain't getting one. So
One to watch is Chris. Chris has got a hot piece on that Pro 6.
You gotta fix the chassis.
Don't worry about that. It'll be fixed.
I know somebody who has a Pro 6 coming back out the woodworks.
Donovan.
Who knows if it's actually going to come out the woodworks, but
Oh, Joe White.
Oh,
spotter extraordinaire Joe White. Who knows if that's actually going to happen now?
so anyway, everybody share and like our shows, and we'll be talking to you again next Tuesday night. You gonna be back with us next Tuesday night?
Yeah.
Okay, Scott will be back next Tuesday night. Pete will be here too, so you know he'll be here. So talk to you again next week. Thank you.
Right.